but I can't hear Chris, and I'm not sure if Chris can hear me. Well, he is my co-host, so I think I'm not entirely sure. Depends. I mean, it could be interesting to hear two people talking at the same time about two completely different things and see how well your brain handles it. Oh, that'd be really funny, actually. I'd love to see the recording of that. Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Um, and just to confirm, can you guys also hear Chris? Is it just us who can't hear one another? Oh no, you guys can't hear Chris either. Oh, okay. That's a clue. At Chris. Oh no, it's a Kindig. Seems. Oh, we started the happy hour a bit too early. It's okay. Um. Uh-oh. It's probably a bit too early, Bob. Shit. Just one sec. No, no, it's all good. I might just need to close this down and restart it.
That's
Yeah.
posted.
Oh,
There we go.
Chris,
Yeah.
what just happened?
I don't know, but like, what was the last thing you did before it fixed?
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. What happened? I wasn't touching anything. You just all of a sudden, I could hear you. Like it's almost like
okay.
your packets were being blocked, and then all of a sudden, Discord's like, "No, they're good. Let them through now." I have no
How about
idea.
next week we both log on 5 minutes early and maybe it's a self-correcting thing after a few
Yeah,
minutes.
I guess so. Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, this was faster than last week, so I'll consider that progress.
Absolutely.
How are things
Uh,
going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay, hanging in there. It just
Hanging
hit
in.
summer in the Philippines and I'm slowly melting.
Oh my lord. That's
Yeah.
what's the okay, wait. What's the temperature there?
Oh, I'm still American minded, I think in terms of Fahrenheit, but um it's a very hot, like 36 Celsius. Um
Yikes. Wow.
but it doesn't feel like the temperatures I'm used to in New England. It's like
Oh, I bet.
you're in the air conditioning and you still, I swear, feel the outside through the air conditioning. It's just weird.
Well, and as you know, I'm not too far, and over here it's like 7 degrees, and for me that's like it's hot. It's great. I was outside in a sweater. It was amazing. Like I didn't have a coat.
Ugh, yeah, I was in Sweden a few months ago, right at the beginning of their winter, end of their fall, and everybody that lives there was in a heavy jacket and a hat and a scarf. And I was walking around in a t-shirt. I was cold, but I was just loving it and soaking it up. Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah. When I first got back to Canada from India, from like that trip, we got back and Al and Tara, they were freezing. We got back and there was snow on the ground and we had just been in like 30 plus degree weather. And like they were like just like absolutely shivering to the bones and I was just standing there in the cold like, I miss the cold. And they're just screaming at me like, "You're crazy, man. You're gonna die." I'm like, "Nah. I have at least 30 minutes before I get frostbite."
Well, but I mean, that's the joy of it, right? In the summer, you beg for winter. In the winter, you beg for summer, and it's the
Exactly.
cycle of life.
Blue
You just need
Mountain,
a break from
Sydney is
each.
48 to 50 Celsius on a summer day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh
We were
my
just actually
god.
talking about Australia um, and how inhospitable it can be.
Oh my
Absolutely. Oh,
gosh. Wow. Well, I'm maybe I'm more fortunate than I think to be a Canadian here on in the relatively temperate part of Canada. Not all
yeah,
of Canada's temperate.
absolutely. Like Canada's got this little band of livability, and you happen to be in it.
Exactly, exactly. It's perfect. It's like this little strip.
Like
I love it.
Toronto, like the weather is okay in Toronto, but who wants to deal with that mess?
So, I mean, apparently the 7 million people that live there.
Yeah, but they're like with the rent prices and everything,
I
they're
yeah,
flaming.
I have a lot of family in Toronto, and it's bad. It's bad
Yeah,
out there. Highest in the G7. It's the most expensive place to live in the world, relative to the salaries that you get where
yeah.
you live.
I
Yeah.
saw something the other day on it, and it was this one. I mean, this is a little sensationalist, but there was this one college student that takes a flight into school each day because it's cheaper than finding an apartment there.
Wha- Oh yeah, I guess on the budget airlines, but that's still wow, 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 wow.
That's great for the environment.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh man, that's something else, you know. Um,
Yeah,
especially in a country like, it was not too long ago, right? So a house where I'm at right now is, on average, about 500, but it was back in 2014 that the average was about 134. So if that's
yeah,
10
that's
years
insane.
in
Yeah,
a 4x, right, on a house price,
that's insane.
it
Uh,
hurts.
well, I guess where you are is the up and coming place because Devon's moving forward on looking for a home there. So, uh,
Nice, fantastic. Oh
yeah.
yeah, sorry. We have to chat about that. And anyway, I owe you something. But yeah, it's definitely a wonderful place to come. The price is relatively tame given what's going on in Canada. If you got to get a good salary, then it's livable here. Uh, so yeah, no, I think you made a great choice though. You got away from the winter altogether.
Oh no, no, no. I'm saving to come back. Just
Oh
need to
yeah, okay.
find some sucker that'll pay me.
Yeah, fair
Yep,
enough. Well, speaking of that direction, we did notice today that the koi price bounced up, to well, I mean it bounced up, I guess, by what is it, 13%, which is pretty cool.
that's what caused by what? What's your guess?
I think there's a lot of things, but so I think for sure the work we did at ETH Denver, the Prometheus 247 builder, people are really starting to notice that now. We have the site going live. I think that the Pentagon Games launch was also really, really successful. The Pentagon Games task just went live. Pen token is now officially bridged. That's the first, Ethereum token on Koii. Like, now we're going to start seeing more and more of this. Um, it's just, I guess, I think we're finally starting to see the network be the network that it always needed to be.
Gotcha.
Um, you know, yeah, I think that those are the two big things. We're doing the Twitter. We did the meme contest. The meme contest saw some really good results, and we'll be announcing the winner of the meme contest later today in the happy hour. Um, I'm seeing someone said Al made a really good announcement, so I'm sure on Twitter there's been some hype from his side too. But yeah, I think it's really just the tech is starting to show itself. Really starting to see, we're starting to see what we can do with baby Solana. That's what Koi is. Koi is baby Solana with, I think, some better, a better node. It's just a Solana with a better node. And at this point, I think people are really starting to notice. Okay, great. So that means we can do stuff, and now we're doing stuff, and now people are realizing, wait, that means the network has value. It's going up. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
That is exciting. Especially since you're going up um, kind of organically and amongst tech people rather than going the influencer route, like so many projects do.
Well, and I mean, it's attractive, it's appealing, it's lucrative. But I agree that I think we actually sat down and had a discussion at Koi one day. We were like, okay, what can we like when we were approaching mainnet? We're like, what can we do, right? Like, how do we approach the story of this? And we came to the conclusion that none of us are those people. We're not the real strong, like, trendy, influency, fashionista type people. We're Web3 nerds. We're tech nerds. Um, and we just kind of like want to build really cool things. That's what we want to do. And so yeah, like that totally resonates with us. It's like we're not really trying to be this big flashy, flavor of the month. Like we want to be a network that lasts a long time. We want to be evergreen. Um, and we're not trying to ride a wave per se. Like we're building good tech and that tech will speak for itself.
2 years ago, I was part of a project. They actually dissed Al on a meeting, which was my first step out the door. Uh, just blew my mind. But I was part of a project that was trying to do arbitrage and crypto bridging without smart contracts, and it was to kind of appeal to the risk averse crowd. And they decided that they were going to go with influencers versus just building out good tech. And the last time I checked, their 24-hour trading volume was $11.
Holy wow. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Um,
my 9,500 tokens in their
hey, let's
organization isn't worth much these days.
oof, that's that yeah, fair enough. I think in when I woke up this morning, Koi, we had about 31 mil in trading volume, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool in the upswing.
Well, congratulations. I'm really glad to see the hard work paying off. Like,
Oh, yeah.
just
Thank you.
watching the team over the years, like, get aging at 3 times the rate. It's it's startup life, it's we're all doing it.
Yeah,
I think
and I
I've lost
mean,
so much hair since Web3.
and Marengo's being like a level of the paper hands crying, and I mean, honestly, if you look at any other L1, sure, like Koi went down. Don't get me wrong, but almost all of them do, especially over the first month or two. Like it's incredibly common um, for this to happen to an L1, and then over the next year they rise to like 20x the price. So yeah, I think that we're starting to see it. I'm really hoping. I'm really excited. I woke up today and I saw that. I was in such a good mood. Like I am so ready to like get my hands dirty and start building more stuff. Today we have so many plans. Like we woke up today, we're like, okay, like let's start improving the docs. Let's make developer experience better. We're releasing
Yeah,
more features for the Prometheus Swarm. One of the cool new features we're releasing is going to be that your Prometheus Swarm can now look at an existing code base and it can find issues in it. So let's say you already have your code, right? You don't need a 247 AI builder to build something, but you do want a bunch of developers to help you find all the bugs in your code and then maybe offer solutions. And so that's the new thing that we're going to be doing with Prometheus, where Prometheus can actually look at existing code bases, like Koii Network, for example, and it can actually work to say, hey, I found a bug. Here's the solution to it. Um, if you want this solution, if you want to implement it, if it seems good to you, bring it in. And then there'll be a bunch of AIs doing that. So maybe you'll get two or three solutions, per problem, or maybe some problems really only have one best solution, and you'll get notified of that, optimizations and stuff like that. We're thinking that, we're going to be in a really good shape soon. We're talking with Stellar, we're talking with Gaia AI. They both want to take advantage of the Prometheus swarm. There's about 44 clients that are on our sign up wait up list that we're just trying to talk with to see if we can maybe make some more noise about them. Um, it's moving. The engine is going. Like there's fuel in it now. It's awesome.
so my take on this from sort of a lay perspective, and this is why I'm running it past you. Tell me if it's right or wrong. I'm guessing that the phenomenal sprint you guys had getting up to the launch is nothing next to the pressure on you in the next 8 months, because this latest crypto spike is probably going to end summer to Christmas, somewhere in quarter Q3, Q4. And there must be a tremendous amount of pressure to have infrastructure in place and have something kind of self sustaining that can survive the ups and downs of the crypto cycle. Is that where it's at, or do you guys have a different outlook? Do you have a different approach?
Well, I mean, I can definitely tell you the pressure's on. Um, um, I think the outlook for the future. Hmm. It's hard to say, I guess. So, could you, I guess, maybe repeat and let me think about this for a sec? Elaborate. Let me
I'm
think.
wondering. Oh, let me rephrase it. I'm wondering, like, do you think that an L1 has to reach a critical mass to thrive during a downturn, which comes every year and a half, 2 years, or are there other
Oh,
strategies to get there?
sure.
Like, how do you create value that lasts through the ups and downs?
Um, well, the way that it was described once to Al was that it's sort of like right now the market works in two ways. Just like a video game, there's PvE, player versus the
Mhm.
environment, and PvP, player versus player. When you're taking from the environment, it's basically there's money, there's liquidity in the market, and that liquidity is increasing. That means there's new vectors for new money to enter the market. That's a PVE environment, and when you're in that environment, basically everybody wins. We tend to call those, we tend to associate those with the bull markets. When the price just keeps going up, everybody keeps getting more money, everybody keeps winning, and it's like almost seems like nobody's losing. But we're not there anymore. We're now in a new state that's maybe called a PvP market, player versus player, business versus business, where the only
I
way
like the
you get
analogy.
liquidity, yeah, right? The only way you get liquidity now is by taking it from someone else. There's no new money
Right.
coming into the system. There's existing liquidity, and it simply needs to be rearranged in a way that puts it on the winning horses. So there's a few ways to approach that, right? I think when it comes to the reason I struggled to answer this the first time is when it comes to an L1, I think we all have a unique approach because L1s are sort of this structural component, and also there's not that many of us relative to all the other projects. Um, it's just that we each need to pick something that makes us unique, such that we can exist in this PvP market. So the question might be, what is Koi doing? Um, or well, the question was, what's Koi doing about this? What's our outlook? And we think, again, it comes down to building good tech and having good ambassadors. So the first side is building good tech. We've been doing that for a long time, and we're still going to do that. I'll stand behind that forever. But I think the next bit is, just being a bit more present in the community. We have a few videos planned. How to use the Koi node with the new version, right? How to use the modern update version. How to get value out of the Koi node. Here's how you do this. Here's what KPL tokens are. We're going to start doing a lot more of this educational content. We're going to improve the docs, as I mentioned, not just for developers, but actually also for retail users. Um, I think that's kind of the next piece for us is if we have if we have a strong education platform, an edutainment platform, right? It's sort of entertaining education. You come here and you can learn about Koi, this really cool thing, and you can see all these projects that are coming out on Koi. That's another important piece. So you see projects coming out on Koi because you learned about Koi. You can now understand Koi, and then they're building really cool things. It's like every 6 months you hear that Koi has a brand new product, and that's a really really cool product, and it's going to change the way that developers can utilize compute. I think if you have all three of those things, then like that's a good kit, as we say in games. You could take that
Yeah.
into the PvP market, and you can actually win with it.
Well, that last point is interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, but the last point, one of the struggles you have when you're raising for a project like this is you don't want a lot of products, right? Because that just confuses investors. And now that Koi is in a position where they don't have to worry so much about that, they can actually just focus on building and diversifying. It must be a relief.
There's definitely a bit of a relief in that. I think that now it's nice to be beholden to a community, and that's where we're focusing a lot more of our time. I think that's where we always wanted to be, but we had to get to a point where we could do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's super nice to be in that position, and now we can focus on things like prioritizing resources to help the community build a dex and all these kind of things because the community wants to do these things. So we figured we'll support them to get it done. And that's a great, like, amazing symbiotic relationship.
Now, apologies, I don't always remember the names of your initiatives, but your college campus initiative, how goes that? Like, what's the progress? What are some short-term goals and low-hanging fruit and how can people help grow that initiative?
You bring up a good point right at the beginning is that you can't always remember all the names of our initiatives. And actually, that's probably where I'll start because it's a good point. And so the team was talking internally over the past week, and we've sort of realized that maybe what we should do is we should take all of these various programs that are essentially referral programs at the end of the day and put them all into one system. So yes, we
Nice.
had college campuses, but at the end of the day, it was get more nodes on the network, get more developers on the network. All right, sure, we had the ambassador program, we had the big fish, we had the VIP, but again, the outcome was get more nodes, get more developers. So we are basically going to do some work to turn it into one very simple system. It'll be the referral program by Koii. That's all you're ever going to have to remember. Koi's referral program. Easy. And it's essentially going to be two options. Firstly, you can just get a link and you can share it around. Or second, you can create a team and you can sort of get extra perks by managing that team. And so that kind of like the team is sort of a mixture of maybe a business, maybe a community organizer, maybe it's a college campus. Any of these things are just functionally teams, right? And so we'll sort of do that. And now the new goal is really just to get everybody who's part of any of these programs, from the Koii colleges, which was Koii, it used to be called Koii Global. We take the big fish, we're going to take the VIP, and we're all going to get them into this new unified program. And it's all going to be one rule set. So there's not going to be confusion about what this person's doing versus that person. Everybody's going to be under the same publicly available guidelines. And then the mission becomes really simple. The outcome becomes really simple. Let's use these referral codes and get more nodes on the network. You get Koii tokens whenever the referral code is used, and the other person, um, like the person on the other end, is using your referral code. They're downloading the node. They get to participate in the ecosystem, and if they run the node for 7 days, they also get 5 Koii. So it's going to be a really nice system to hopefully incentivize more people to get in, and then we're going to have more how-tos and guides. Remember this educational piece on like how do you use the referral code effectively? For example, write a blog and put the link in that blog. And we'll try and really guide people through the process. We're also going to acknowledge that the Koi campuses are still there, right? People excuse me, people, especially in India, they're really, really engaged in the Koi program, and we don't want to take that away from them. So we'll still continue to support them, and we'll just make their goals less, college oriented and more just about supporting a broader, wider ecosystem. And now, instead of being Koi student or students working with Koi like under a certain banner, they're just people that happen to be students and they're working with Koi, and I think that's better.
Yeah, especially if you make appropriate resources available, right? They can have the same mechanism, but get support tailored to the location or the ecosystem that they exist in.
Exactly. And so some people are even noting in chat, since mainnet, the old referral program page hasn't really been working, and we acknowledge that. We probably started to focus too much on, we had to get mainnet out, we had to get stabilize the network. There were some things that we didn't hand over properly, and part of that was because we had too many systems. Oh, we have to go and fix Koi Global, and then we have to fix the VIP program, then we can help the big fish, and then we can do the node referral program. This was too cumbersome. And so hopefully by putting it back into one project, we can just fix the one thing that's broken or make a new thing maybe, and and keep it simple, stupid. What I should have told
Nice.
myself a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in another project where we just kind of had the same moment where we just realized that simplicity is the key to explainability. And if you're trying to do too much at once, at least learn how to package it nicely.
Mhm.
So yeah, universal truth.
Someone mentioned the 40 plus partnerships that are sort of coming up. Can we name a few? The two that I can talk about right now is we're chatting with Stellar and we're chatting with Gaia AI. It will be. It's possible. We're looking at a bunch of options. Some people will want tasks for sure. Um, some people won't. Sorry, I'll just to be more verbose. Someone said, you've got 42 new partners. Can we talk about them? Stellar and Gaia. Someone said, hope it's not 42 new tasks. A lot of these folks are actually going to be using the Prometheus AI, and it kind of depends on how they want to implement it. So there's a possibility of 42 new tasks, and I actually wanted to talk about what that means. Um, 42 new tasks will mean way more tasks than you can probably run on your computer, especially if some of these have different AI requirements. Marengo, I saw that you had a question about Anthropic, and I do want to come back to that. But let's just say that someone doesn't want to use Anthropic. Let's say they want to use a local LLM that we're working on, right? It becomes free, and then you don't have to pay for these AI API credits. We're going to need to start doing some work as a community to start vetting these projects that come in, because ultimately they're going to be bridging their tokens onto Koii. And ideally, for running their Prometheus swarm, for being part of their Prometheus swarm, you're getting their tokens in exchange. So let's talk about, again, we haven't established the partnership with Stellar. We're just talking with Stellar. I just want to be very clear about that. We'd love to work with them. And like, let's imagine that we integrate their ecosystem. And then let's also imagine that we get a completely new swarm, right? And it's XYZ company. You kind of need like, we need to work with the community such that you guys feel informed enough to make the choice of, I want to run the Stellar task and not the XYZ task because I want the rewards associated with this company instead of this, right? Um, this is sort of the next steps that we're kind of going to try and work towards, especially on the node UI and stuff like that. A lot of people have said, I don't know what the value is of these new tokens in the coin node, right? And there's only going to be more tokens, especially as we start bridging to Solana mainnet, to Ethereum, to Ethereum, and as we start taking in and ingesting all these new tokens, um, there's going to need to be a system. So the system right now that we're thinking of is something in the node that will give you the opportunity to explore the tokenomics of any given token. But at the same time, I'd really love for the community to sort of start giving ideas about, how we can start managing this idea flow and this information flow. We have Koii Ocean, and a lot of people, you can go to Koii Ocean anytime and collect that information, but maybe that's too far out of the way. So we definitely love for the community to speak up and give us some feedback, um, because I think that ultimately makes everything better. Yeah.
So
Um, sorry.
could you give a one sentence TLDR for your request for feedback, just to kind of
Sure.
encapsulate everything?
Yeah, for sure. It's the more feedback the community gives about what isn't clear uh, within Koi, the better. Okay. The more
Good.
feedback we get about what isn't clear, what confuses you, the better. Because we can start looking at that, and we can look to fix it. And we definitely want to fix it. I think that's like the main thing is if we can make Koi easier to understand, the more people can come into it, and then everybody benefits, right? The network grows, token price goes up, more people know about it, more chatter, and we win.
I'm sure your request is actually for well articulated, thoughtful, constructive feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, well, luckily we have the amazing and wonderful Bob Nemes, who does a fantastic job of sifting through it all. Uh, many applause. We have a question in chat. Is there a plan to have the node display what physical RPC it's connected to? Um, there is an idea or a plan to actually update the way the RPCs do display in the node, but I don't exactly know when that's going to happen. There's sort of other priorities that are going on, but if this is something that is a confusion for you guys, we'd love to look into it a bit more. A global map of RPCs would be really cool, right? We'd like to see that, but that's time we need to spend to build it. So, is that something that enough people want to see? If enough people want to see, I think that it'd be really, really cool to build. And this is something that we can build in the dev webinars too, publicly, by the way, guys. I'd love to see you there, and I can show you how to build Koi tasks that do all this fun stuff.
I
Um,
wanted to ask before I forget, because I've forgotten already 3 times this chat. Uh, you had kind of a call to arms last week. Did you get any response? You were giving away Koi for people who actually the past 2 weeks you had things. One was an idea for a task or submittal for a task. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what last week's was. Um, how has this approach been?
Um,
Or do you have no
yeah,
idea what
to
I'm
get
talking
to get
about?
to, to get. Remember last week, it was Al who asked for some people to tweet or to like and tweet, or did I
Right.
ask? One of us did. Yeah, for sure. I believe that some people definitely jumped in, and I personally wasn't following up with the rewards or anything, but I didn't receive any complaints, so I'm assuming that
Oh
everything
no,
went
no,
off the
no.
date.
I'm just wondering, particularly on the ecosystem ask from 2 weeks ago. Um, did you get a response? Are people suggesting ideas um,
What was the? You
for
mean?
for projects to vote on?
Yeah, sorry, I might. Oh, the improvement proposals. Yes, it is growing for sure, and we're always looking for more suggestions. That's a great place to drop your ideas and start participating. I think a bunch of people have already made. Yeah, we have 18 there right now, and they're all really good actually. No one's put anything that's bad. Um, so
Fantastic.
it's a great place to go in there. Add comments, guys. Jump in there. Al just posted the link. Um, Jump in and add comments. Say, hey, this is a good thing. I like this. I want to see this. You don't have to have a unique idea, but you might be able to see someone else's idea, and you can say that's fantastic. That's what we need to see. Um, so yeah,
Well, that's how
anybody
the
who
system works, right? We these are being voted upon and discussed. So
mhm,
without participation, um, you don't get the feedback you need.
yeah.
Yeah, one
Welcome,
one thing
Al.
I made sure, guys, a little late. It's like 6 a.m. where I am on the West Coast. Um, the improvement proposals, the whole point is that the community can tell us what they want to use the node for. And so even if you tell us, you want an AI agent that does your dishes, if enough people vote on it, we'll try to figure out how to make that happen for you. Can't say we can do that right away because we don't have robotics on core yet, but there's always a way. And the whole point of this is we're crowdsourcing all this compute capacity so that we can solve big problems together. And so it's really for the community that's here listening. If you guys go into there, you can add an issue on the GitHub. And if you add an issue on that Core Improvement Proposals GitHub and then it gets accepted, we're going to actually give a grant out from the Ecosystem Fund to support that development. Not only that, but we also will use the AI code generation capacity that we now have to be able to actually build it automatically. And that's the really powerful possibility here. Um, Avi, can you possibly share your screen and just show people how to find the issues tab? Because I think that's probably not intuitive for most people.
Sure. Um, just give me one
While
moment
he's
here.
doing that, Al, do you still keep your hand in the latest in robotics, or uh, is all of your time spent on this development?
No, all of my time is spent building AI on Koii.
Gotcha.
Cool. So I'm just sharing my screen. I'll give everybody just a few seconds to jump in if you're interested. Might be doing the dishes or doing some work while listening. But the easiest way, I mean, of course, we did share the link, and if you click that link directly, it'll take you right to this page. And then all you need to do is either click New Issue right here, or you can click on an issue. And if you have an account, really easy to make an account. You can sign up with Google. Then you can just add a comment. This is really cool, and then just comment. But if you don't know how to get there, what you can do is just go into Google and type in GitHub, and then Koii Network. And then we'll find the Koii Network GitHub. And then we want to find a repository. If we just type in improvement, then we get the Koii improvement proposals, and we can click it right there. And then all we have to do is at the top here, it says code and issues. We just need to click issues, and then you'll get right to that page where you can open a new issue or see all the other ones. And while we're here, we could look at some. So we need a permanent backup solution that can supplement missing Rwave data. Idea about 1,000 AI agents. Debate simulation. That's really cool. Access ad websites to watch ads for money. View ideas about few ideas about AI agents. What are these? What are these ideas? Search public government data. AI agents that can find reasoning with success, and there's plenty more, guys. So I'd love to see some more movement on this.
We should make this a every 2 week thing where you get on here during a happy hour and just
And
go
just go
through
through
these.
them. Heck yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to. Any that jump out to you right now? I see Koii-based decentralized science. I'd love to click that. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, this is verbose. This is wonderful. I might want to give this a bit more time. So I'll read that a bit later. I just wonder if there's a quick one I can jump on. Says ad
Is it
websites to
like
watch ads for
Science
money.
United or Boink?
Oh,
Sorry, we
well,
got a delay.
no, all good. Create a platform for funding, sharing, and validating scientific research using Koi's infrastructure. Researchers could
Oh,
publish
nice.
findings, data, and methodologies, while the community could provide funding and peer review. I think that's awesome. I love it.
I actually tried to do something like that last year and got
Oh,
one
we got a thumbs up
response
on it.
out of 30 universities. So um, it needs to be more than a one person effort. So definitely approve of that.
I'm starting to see some comments show up. Really like that. Nice. Okay, reward dashboard tracking. Got two comments on this. So Inside Koi said a dashboard, excuse me, to track node rewards would assist node runners, right? Tracking your rewards over time. Love the idea. Run my own spreadsheets too on mainnet. Be great if you could have something automated. Absolutely. Absolutely a great idea. Could be extracted from transaction history. Yeah, you could. There's definitely a bunch of ways we could do this. You could even do every time you hit that claim button. All that data is being passed through, right? So that's a great idea. I love it. If we get more comments and more thumbs up on this, this would definitely be a great thing that we could implement. Um, so while I'm sharing my screen, if this is an idea you really like and you've dropped your heart and your comment and you want this to get some more noise, copy the link and share it around. Verbose is a dev word. Yeah, sorry. But copy the link and share it around. Paste it in Twitter, paste it in blog posts, put it in general chat. Be like, guys, let's get Koi to build this. Let's make enough noise that they can't ignore this. I would love that. I would love to see
This has instantly become my favorite part of happy hour. Love
that.
that.
I love to hear that. That's fantastic. Anyone else agree? Yeah, B9 says verbose. That's so dev. It's a very dev word to say. It was. Yeah. I'm Devrel. Hi, hello. Uh, well, I guess we're coming sort of to the last leg of the happy hour, and there's two things I wanted to cover. The first is again community questions as always, and the second is that we have the meme contest, and we need to announce the winner. So let's get onto that. Just give me one sec, and I will pull up the winner. Oh, all right, perfect. I'm going to share my screen. So, for those of you who don't know, we had a Koi meme contest going on, and we got a lot of memes, and we got a lot of content, and it was really hard to pick between them all. But the one that we thought that did really well was from Lee Crypto Research. This is their Twitter handle. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry, but it's Lee Crypto Research. Don't worry, we'll reach out to you. And we really liked that they were talking about AI on Koi, the Prometheus AI. When AI deploys itself and verifies itself, and you're just watching and you're sitting there being this cool little fish, just like, haha, look, network's building itself. This one got 11.2K views. It got 69 likes based. And we really appreciated seeing this. Now, of course, everybody who put a meme down, we loved them all. Like, it was really hard to pick. Um, and I really appreciate that everybody was so passionate. Your memes were so good. The quality was really high, and we can't wait to run more of these initiatives again.
Nice.
Um, So to the winner, yeah, don't worry, we'll be reaching out privately. Lee, if you're in chat, congratulations. If you're not in chat, and this is recorded and you see this, we'll be reaching out soon. Don't worry. Fantastic. I wanted to open up the floor to questions in the last few minutes that we have here, maybe last 10 minutes. Congrats to the winner. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, it appears the West Coast internet is not as superior. East Coast internet for the win.
Okay, yeah, I think Avi can't hear me, so I'm just going to jump in and say this. I see a question about how the rewards work for the 24/7 Builder Prometheus test. Um, the whole point of these guys is that you are mining a token by spending API credits. As you actually run that task, you're actually building the code base that makes the product more useful. And so, by virtue of running the task, you are creating new valuable systems. And that means the tokens you're receiving are actually going up in value. This isn't just true for Koii. This is actually also true for any of the other tokens that will be coming to Koii. A lot of those will be asking you for LLM runtimes. I think the key thing for everyone here, though, is this is a bear market right now, so the token prices are all pretty suppressed. Getting paid at par value for your LLM credits in tokens at the bottom of the market is a really, really good thing, because that means that when the market goes back up, you will be paid considerably more than what you would have been paid if you got paid in USD value. Obviously, you can't invest the money in Bitcoin right away, which, we probably all would love to have more Bitcoin. Maybe we'll have some LLM Bitcoin tasks in the future. But the key thing here is you're getting these tokens at a huge discount to what they're actually probably worth in the next 6 to 12 months. And so the whole point of running the node is to get the tokens at a discount, not to try to get USD valued tokens. What we have done with all these partnerships coming out, though, is we've made deals with a bunch of people to support AI code generation on Koii. And so if you have a lot of these tasks that you're running and you're spending a lot on API credits, basically think of this as a way of testing out the system with us, though. That's why we're giving out all these bounties and additional rewards on top of the Koii tokens. I think we gave out something like $25 of Koii tokens for everybody who ran the Anthropic key. And that, I think, has significantly dwarfed what you would have actually had to spend on API credits. So we're trying to make sure this is profitable for all of you guys. At the same time, a lot of the new tokens coming in are also suppressed in terms of their pricing to the market. So you can expect that you're doing this as a way of mining new tokens, and we can't guarantee that they'll go up in price, but they very likely will, because we're at the bottom of the market right now. Not financial advice, obviously.
I mean, as we speak, the token price is positive 16%. So anybody who got rewards earlier, your token is valued more than it was. So we just need to keep this trend going. And then everything that Al said absolutely echoed. It's in 6 months, and then we see more of this trend. I think things will look really, really good for you guys. We also
That's also the joy behind a utility token and a utility product
absolutely.
project. Like the token increase, that's great, but the added utility in the ecosystem is where it's at, right?
100%.
Yeah. So the thing with this is we build utility, and that actually drives long-term value of the token.
Right.
So a lot of the things, like probably about 3 or 4 days ago, somebody in our chat was saying Koii needs to stop working on product and focus on making partnerships to pump the token price. While that may be true, that doesn't actually help in the long term, and all that does in the short term is it just means that we have a new community of people coming into Koii. That means that ultimately they're going to look for a good product, right? What we found, ETH Denver is one of the biggest conferences of the year, so I was there last week. We were able to close partnerships with pretty much every single person we talked to, because we've put the work in to build really good tech. This is something where we only have a small team working on this product, so there's like about 15 of us. We can only either work on satisfying partnerships and doing marketing, or actually building really good tech. What I've seen as somebody who's been in the industry since like 2015 is that products that have good tech tend to survive, and people who spend all their time on marketing tend to disappear very quickly. And that's because marketing doesn't have any staying power. And so what we're doing with this AI code generation, though, is we're giving a chance to all of you to help us actually iterate the product. And it doesn't cost much to get these API credits. In fact, actually, if you do it correctly, you can get lots of API credits for free. And that means that you can then help us mine the token. So you're getting lots of Koii, but you're also helping us make the Koii token more valuable and helping build up that long-term like partnerships pipeline and all of those kinds of things. And this is actually the same deal that we've offered to a lot of our ecosystem partners and a lot of extremely smart people who run very long-term, significant brands in the crypto space who've been through many cycles, all thought this was a really good idea, which is why we've been able to land all these partnerships. As I said, I can't reveal all of them right away. I can say that yesterday we landed 2 more partnerships, so we're now at 44. A bunch of these are still going to be released over the next few weeks. There's some tech implementation time. There's a little bit of like, legal and making sure that we can get all the tokens to you guys. But the key thing is Koii is being plugged into all of the major networks, and tokens from those networks will be handed directly to your Koii node. And so this means that what we're doing on the backside is going out and finding you more ways to use your Koii tokens to make money. And so if that doesn't make you excited about the long-term potential of the Koii value, I don't know what will. But it's more than just trying to market the token and get people to buy it. It's all about actually building long-term economic systems.
Yeah, absolutely. We were touching upon that earlier with talking about the ebb and flow of the crypto cycle, and it's only the foundational projects that are going to be around. Back of the napkin may have worked during the last crypto cycle, but not this one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, look, I say this a little bit sardonically when people annoy me, but in all seriousness, you can go gamble on meme coins. The thing that happens then, though, is you make 3 good bets in a row, and then the 4th bet that you make, you lose your shirt. And some people are really good at this, and like power to them. That's a great way to spend your money. If you are looking for something stable to invest in that you think is going to actually work out long term, the value of things like Ethereum tend to actually grow a lot better over the long term. And actually, if you in 2017, which is like the first big altcoin cycle on Ethereum, if you spent all of your time investing in altcoins, what you actually would have had now is probably an 80% lower return than if you just invested in Ethereum. And that's typically how most of these networks work. Is it's better to actually get in on real new technology because there's a shelling effect where new technology creates clusters of new technology and everything ends up getting built on top of that new primitive. And so this happened with Bitcoin, it happened with Ethereum, it happened with Cosmos last cycle. And we think this cycle it can very much happen with Koii. But again, not financial advice. We can't tell you how to manage your money, but this is kind of the thesis that we go at this with, and that's how we think about creating value. So it has nothing to do with the short-term value of the token on the market. It has to do with building up things that allow us to build really significant long-term value. And so if you start seeing Koii move, it's not going to move in a 2x. We want it to move in a 10 or 50x. And that's where we can start seeing those like 100% everyday returns. Which again, that's what a good bull cycle looks like. It does look like people are kind of getting ready for the start line now. The target that everybody thinks when the bull cycle is going to resume is probably around April. So we're kind of we're gearing up for that, and we're trying to make the right friends right now. Which if we spend our time just shilling things and trying to spend all the money on marketing, we probably wouldn't survive, to be totally honest with you. So this is a much more stable path.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
100%.
Did we have
Yeah,
any more questions? We have
just a few small ones I wanted to quickly tackle through. The raffle will be giving an update later, so stay tuned. The Twitter task we are still looking into. And with the Pentagon Games thing, yeah, you can feel free to reach out to them. I'll more than happy to pass any feedback along as well. And in general, we do try and pass feedback that we see in the general chat off to their team. Also, they're present in the Koii channels, so they are paying attention to what you guys are saying. Those are the 3 questions. I just wanted to rapid fire.
not to put you on the spot again, but when are you shooting to have the documentation out that's kind of codifying your new strategy behind the referral program?
We just worked on a draft yesterday. We're hoping to have it out by the end of next week, by the latest, and
Excellent.
then we'll actually start moving forward with the program. So it's more of expect the announcement of what the program will look like next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent. Well, that's great news.
absolutely. Yeah, we're excited to do it. It's going to take a lot of work off our plate, and it's going to give this community a more powerful tool, which is like the best outcome I think anybody could have asked for.
Yeah, a powerful but simple
Powerful but
approach.
simple. Yeah, 100%. Keep it simple, stupid. Is just what I should have told myself.
I think we should probably also hint at how campuses work. So this is probably something that's going to help people a lot for the referral program. And that's basically just that if you refer people, you'll get a bonus for them referring more people. Which we've noticed, sometimes it is hard with new technologies. So as opposed to only giving you credit for the people that you refer directly, there is a possibility that you can also now get rewards for people that your friends refer, and so you can get a significantly higher reward rate. But that's going to come up through the Koii Global referral program that we're releasing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And as Al mentioned, he called it a campus, but as I said, it's going to be more broadly applied to teams. We're going to move away from the terminology that just relates to education, and we're going to try and make it a more broad and accessible referral program so that it actually suits everybody. So yeah, we'll be building teams, and there'll be a stronger and simpler approach to building out the system. Of course, there'll also be an easy way to just get started with a one-click referral code as well, so that you don't actually have to go and engage in this really complex system. Maybe you just want to get your friends, family, people in your Discord server in, and you want a referral code for that. We're more than happy to provide that too. And that's part of what I mean by the system will be more simple, but also more powerful and more useful.
Looks like you just got another question out of it.
Um, we have the USD coming to Koii soon. Yep, this is true. As I talked about at the beginning, with Allbridge, we have Pentagon Games as the first token from the Ethereum chain that's Ethereum chains that have been brought over, and definitely USDC is a possibility and is coming soon in the pipeline. Two things that Al wanted to mention was that the earnings are always better in a new token because the upside potential. And a lot of new projects coming to Koii have a big need for code generation and AI development. Yeah, absolutely. I think almost all projects coming to Koii have a big need for code generation for sure. Who's the winner? The winner of the meme contest was Lee, Crypto Research. Lee from Crypto Research. All right. Well, I think we can happily wrap it up.
Good.
Well, thanks so much for coming to this Friday's happy hour, folks. Really appreciate you having you here. In the future, we're going to be doing more work to get more guests on, more partners, more recurring stuff, so you don't have to just listen to us drone on every week. You can really start to see the excitement that's going on in the community. So really looking forward to bringing some more people on. Anybody in chat that wants to come on next week, Catch, I see you there in chat. Would love to bring you back up and get some updates about Sono. Other than that, I hope you all had a great Friday and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks, folks.
Winner.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now, folks.